All right, so I'm very honored to welcome you to this second AI Groktalk in a series that we started a week ago. And so today we're hosting Ilya Melnikov. He's an ex-Yandexer. He worked at the Robotics department, or I don't know what exactly how we call that. He has extensive experience in building ML systems, in LLMs, in robotics, in different parts of AI. And today we're going to talk about the efficiency of AI agents, the agents that we built extensively today, and the problems that we face when we're building like business scale systems with the help of AI agents, because we can easily prototype and come up with some fast ideas, MVPs. But when it comes to the building of business systems, we have some problems at the moment. So Ilya will present how we can overcome the problems and build really business-ready solutions with AI agents. Please welcome Ilya.
Thank you so much, Jonas. Yeah, nice to meet you all. So let's discuss hot topic. Yeah, not only about how to build agents, but how to improve its quality. Yeah. So I will not spend much time on introducing myself because Jonas also already stated a lot. Yeah. Just want to mention that agents, it's not a new topic. Agents like have a huge history in IT, and while I used to work at Yandex, so we also built so-called AI agents before GPT. Yeah. So what we'll discuss today, like first, we'll understand what is AI agent. What's magic, yeah? Yeah, and then we will go stage by stage and discuss about AI product and how and which techniques to use for improving agents on each stage of the product. So yeah, let's begin. Yeah, as I mentioned, history of agents take its roots from I can say in the 70s when people were excited on IT technologies and they believed that they can build intelligent systems just to make rules. Yeah, so we know that it was like not so possible, yeah. But from that time, we had a perfect architecture of typical chatbot, and it did not change much from that time. Well, so what is AI agent? Yeah. First, the agent is autonomous system. It's a system that can behave on its own. Yeah. Imagine if you like write down 1,000 if-else rules, so it also can be agent. Yeah. But next, agent have to able to interact with environment. So for us, it means that agent can send messages, it can ask questions from users. If you talk about conversational technologies, then each agent have to be multi-step. So it has ability to make plan and to follow this plan, and yeah, finally to change this plan if conditions also change. So yeah, for next sections, let's imagine that we want to build a product, that we want to build AI product based on AI technology, on LLMs or something else. And next we will go stage by stage from zero to enterprise. Yeah, actually I have a lot of slides, so let's have several questions, 3-5 questions after each section, right? Well, so let's start from scratch. Imagine that we started to make our product. We have no users, we just make our first MVP, right? So how to make it ready to deploy, ready to be used as MVP? Yeah, it's very clear for everyone. So I think everyone here work as IT managers or software engineers or white collars. So we also like not just make code, but make also tests, right? And here it's a simple thing, but people sometimes forget about that. So for agents, we also have to make simple tests. Yeah, sometimes it's enough just 10 cases, consider 10 cases and run it one by one by hands with codecs to make sure that it works as expected. But already on this moment, we can work on system prompt for agent. And for sure, one can make it by hands, but industry already created perfect solutions for that. So one of the systems is Prompt Wizard that allows to load input data to it, and then it tries to optimize your prompt. It tries to provide synthetic cases and test this prompt on these cases. So finally, you have so-called prompt blueprint. It's like a clear structure for LLMs, which task solve and what is your persona and how to provide output, etc. Also one of good tools which is easy to use is prompt through that you can run from prompt line, and it does simple thing. So it changes the temperature of model and shows you how model answers to your queries. And on this step, we remember we have no users, so we have to be users of our system. We can check like which temperature is better for our task. Well, yeah. So here is a simple if-else diagram, which techniques to use to provide this unit tests for LLMs. Probably, if you're interested, you can check on a laptop. Well, yeah, and like we want to provide and deliver as soon as possible, but guys, no rush. It's better to check everything first than to deploy broken products. So yeah, a bunch of techniques and solutions can be used on these initial steps, like OpenAI evals that you can run on each commit in GitHub. Second is the AI, so it's a simple tool for running tests, and you have no to run your test framework by yourself. Yeah, and finally, Confident AI is something like good interface for manual tests. Yeah. Finally, like among Prompt Wizard, we can do also very simple thing like Golden Trio is just provide several examples right on system prompt. So system will make sure you want an output as expected on this prompt. Yeah, and like finally, it's method to provide some knowledge from your documentation. Yeah, so simple tools, and you already can have knowledge base in your not deployed product. Well, Okay. Yeah. Questions?
Yeah. Before we go to the next stage, can we ask some questions?
Yeah.
So can you please explain the framework for the? You had this scheme for giving the system prompt. This one. Yeah. Can you explain it a bit more? Like what is the structure and things? And the second question is, how do you exactly evaluate your testing framework for LLM answers? So you have some test cases, and then you run on top of them, and then you evaluate like is 95% correct, or do you do it manually, or how does it work?
Yeah, exactly. Like when you build any product, you have some expectations on how it should work, right? And here is the same. So for initial stages, no need to be a machine learning engineer or like AI expert to build the first system. It's like for any other product, you list your cases, and you test the system on these cases.
Sure, but it's not something you can automate, right? Because answers can be logically the same, but semantically different. So you can't just get the answer and compare with your golden data or something like that, right?
Yeah. There can be two types of answers, expected answers, right? So first type, as you mentioned, is that it's like conversation. So it is cases where it's easy to judge and difficult to solve and measure, right? So for these cases, usually another LLM is used to check, to check and evaluate. Yeah, and the second type is where you expect structured data, and for structured data you can build ground truth data sets and just like compare JSONs, right? Yeah, and for this for this chart here, like how it works. First, you provide your initial data, as well as you provide examples on like how system have to work. So then the system makes first improvements, as probably someone already tried just to write to ChatGPT or Claude what you want to ask, and it provides structured prompt for you. Yeah.
So can I give a quick question before you go on explaining the rest of the modules? So what kind of system is this? Before we jump into like the data type, etc., when they're presenting you, I guess you're an engineer, right? You connect AI agents with hardware, or is this an AI agent for organization? What type of AI agents are we talking about?
Actually, Prompt Wizard is AI tool that use another LLM to make your prompt better.
Okay.
Yeah. So
and you are doing it iteratively several times while you will get something.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So on this step, system iteratively provides new prompt, provides synthetic data, and test this prompt, like test answers that it gets, and updates the prompt. Yeah, so finally, after several steps, you can get a prompt that's good enough for provided data.
Sorry, but evaluating is it good enough or not is again manual decision, right?
So actually here evaluation is provided on synthetic data. So you provide examples, and it generates more examples based on yours.
Okay.
Yeah. Actually, this tool for lazy people.
Is it like a command line tool, or is it like a website, or what is it? Looks.
Actually, Prompt Wizard is like it works like command line, and probably there is already several implementations of Prompt Wizard, because Prompt Wizard itself is like it's technology described on scientific paper.
So
Yeah.
it's more the approach than the software, right?
Yeah, exactly.
What
Yeah.
model does it use?
Like ChatGPT or
You
Claude.
can choose.
Yeah, you can choose. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so it asks you some questions interactively. It gives you like ability
No,
to
you
enter.
provide data and you can update data and run it again and again.
Okay, and then it generates the system prompt.
Yeah, for your task.
But any task, yeah, like any task, or like for which type of tasks? That's my biggest issue.
You give the
Yeah, actually, for some tests it works, for some not, and then you will know about that on next stage, yeah, because now on this stage you have only your assumptions about how your product have to work, right, and you didn't even interact with real users.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so let's go forward for like more exciting steps, right? When you already have active users. Congratulations, guys. so few products come to the stage, right? Most products remain being MVPs and GitHub repositories. Well, what we have to do when we have users, right? Let's collect feedback from that. Yeah, because for sure we can talk with users as our product management frameworks tell to us, yeah. But probably most of us notice that even ChatGPT and other products have these feedback solutions and features, right? And later you will see that this simple rule, yeah, can help you a lot in many tasks. So by that you can measure so-called satisfaction rate, right? So if people provide you positive feedbacks, they're really excited on how your product works. Yeah, let's dive deeper in that.
How you measure user satisfaction rate? Actually, did you make some NPS trees or something similar?
So actually,
Or you just look to your funnels?
yeah, actually it's measured on real interaction between product and user. So yeah, I can say that it doesn't provide you a real picture, but you gather at least feedback when people really excited and they send positive feedback, and when people do not like the answers where they send you negative feedback. Well, so having this data, you can make a simple technique which is called fine tuning. And ChatGPT, OpenAI provides service on their website to make fine tuning of models. So everyone can build a data set with structure like this. It's like 100 or 1000 JSONs with inputs and expected output. And then you run the following steps. You collect training data provided to OpenAI interface and run fine-tuning. So finally, you get fine-tuned models that are deployed on OpenAI servers, and you can use it in your product.
Is this available only to enterprise users, or if you're a Plus user, then user?
It's in the API,
Yeah.
actually, it doesn't matter, right?
Yeah,
It's in the API.
Yeah, actually, yeah. If you build product on top of OpenAI, you use API and it's available. For paying users, there is so-called GPTs and ChatGPT that is similar. Well, so for instance, you can achieve some, like, you can grow your quality twice on this feedback, and for sure you, before deploying this for all users, you have to measure it. Yeah.
Still doesn't understood. How exactly you measure your satisfaction? If this is something like, oh, do you like my product? Direct question, or something maybe yes. You show us exactly numbers, but it's I don't understand how you calculate it.
So
Satisfaction rate.
Yeah, it is calculated by getting feedback from user interface.
From user interface,
Yeah.
Did you make something like NPS quiz, NPS?
It's actually depend on product. Yeah, because in some kind of products you can just thumb up and thumb down, and in other products you can build something more complicated for that. So yeah.
Can I ask a question? So, based on your experience, because all of this stuff is pretty much available on the internet, and things that I guess we cannot find answers for are real life examples, people implementing and seeing real life results, right?
Yeah.
When you put there 70%, happiness, because happiness is kind of variable metric depending on the use case and the person and many other factors. The happiness or your or experience with your AI can change, right?
Yeah.
So I'm curious, what type of systems you deploy, and you have seen these kind of results. For example, social media training. I don't know, something else. What is your experience?
Yeah, actually, like in one of our products, which is for brokerage companies, we measure it by the fact that, in short, our products was built for assisting employees of brokerage companies who work with customers.
Perfect.
Yeah, and for us, success was when our recommendations were accepted for customer.
Got it.
Yeah. And fail was when they asked for several recommendations and all of them were declined.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So it was like, it was not explicit measure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but it was measured based on user results.
This brings me to second question. Your 70% metrics, is it only dependent on your JSON fine-tuning with ChatGPT API, or it also includes your agentic system where you retrieve information from your vector database and traditional queries and other places? Does that 70% reflect other factors, or just you put, like, for example, you have customer support agent with the financial company that you were helping, right?
Yeah.
And they put all their info in JSON, and you have 70% happiness rate with the model.
Yeah, actually, it's a good question because for sure, impressions of product depend on interface, on many factors, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So by somehow you have to build this metric that is the most closest to your agent system.
So it is reflective of many different factors that you included in your architecture.
Yeah.
It's not just the JSON.
And
because I'm not getting 70%.
Yeah, for sure. If your product is complicated, you have to clean this metric.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can I add to your answer?
Well, for sure.
So inherently, this all depends on the evals,
Mm-hmm.
right? You can design any AI architecture, any AI agent, and have all the time 100% satisfaction ratings.
Mm-hmm.
This all boils down to on how you create your eval system. Plus, you plug this eval system, which evolves pretty much every second,
Mm-hmm.
and then you have your architecture. You have your production application, it is running, you have some feedback mechanisms like in Claude or ChatGPT that thumbs down and thumbs up,
Mm-hmm.
and then you plug your evals into it, you get the synthetic data, you get the real data, and then you retrain your evals 24/7, right? You reevaluate everything.
Mm-hmm.
So pretty much if you have the evals right, you have bad results pretty much 100% of the time. If you have good results, that means your evals are wrong. So it's like chicken and egg problem all the time. So you kind of need to balance it pretty much every single day. That's exactly it.
I guess one question that is really a problem for us now, especially those who are not very deep technical in this type of architectures.
Okay.
There are many ways to improve the output, right? The fine-tuning with JSON, the evals, and many other things, right? The question is, in a given industry, in a given use case, right, which could be somehow like generic, which type of architecture is the best? Like, should you try to focus on JSON when it comes to customer service? Should you try to improve your memory structure? What is it? I guess that's why I'm here.
So I cannot provide answer. It's very dependent on product.
Your product, your customer support.
Because we were lucky, and our customers were employees of company, and they wanted to use it. Yeah. So they say, okay, for us, like interface is good enough, and we want, because the product saves time. Yeah. So if you make B2C product, interface is like nuts. And if people do not like interface, they will not use it. So yeah, it depends.
Can I also add again?
Okay.
Sorry for that. Like usually, if you're an application layer company, 99% of the time you do not need to fine tune anything. If you're an application layer, if you're an application layer where you need to property data, you go with like on-prem RAG or something like that. If you can't do that, then you go with fine tuning. Essentially, right now the application models are so good that you just rely on them most of the time, right? So, general rule of thumb: whatever you include, that hypothetically will increase the success of the overall agent, but hypothetically only. Right? So most of the time, doing a lot of stuff on top of the model is also not good. So you also need to balance that.
Yeah. Finally, you have to do A/B tests. Yeah. So
evaluating their answers.
Yeah. Actually, to know what exactly affects your metric, you can do in like incremental changes in UI or in core system, and to see how metric is changed. Yeah. Well, yeah, let's be quick, and here is some technologies for evaluation, and here is some for improvements. Yeah. Actually, it's also for this stage of product where we have growth of product, it's easy to use these techniques. So it's not like already for machine learning engineers, but adding memory to conversation sometimes can help a lot. Yeah. Well, let's go next. On this stage, we already become billionaires, right? Yeah, we are enterprise leaders, and everyone uses our product. And now we face different questions and challenges. Well, so here is this question topic about humans, right? And who heard jokes about that ChatGPT is actually 1,000 of Indian people who provide answers? Yeah. Actually, I believe that it's impossible it's impossible for like small products to do this, but for ChatGPT probably already they can pay for that. Yeah, but this is not about that. This is about how to improve offline quality and how to improve test data sets. So when you, as human in the loop, not provide exact answers, but you help model to solve the task. So yeah, how do they do it, right? The most popular technique is called side by side, and it's used by many companies, by big companies like Yandex and Google, They have a lot of people who continuously testing output of search engine and choose like which of the outputs are better. Yeah, so on this step we have to have like bare minimum for our product if we want people consider it like AI. Yeah, people have to believe these answers better, right, than some other answers. Yeah, and how to use this side-by-side data. We can use it for fine-tuning by reinforcement learning. On this picture, step one is supervised fine-tuning that I mentioned 2 steps before, and second is how how we can build model which provide judgments for answers of system. So how it works? First, we collect a lot of answers provided by humans. We generate answers to answers and ask for each pair which answer is better. So we collect data. We collect a lot of data, like hundreds, thousands of examples. So this is already expensive. It's about data you pay for manual work. And then having this data set, you can train ranking model. Ranking is model that provide for each answer one number, and this number helps you to understand is this answer relevant for query or not relevant. And finally, you can use this ranking model as a reward or next step for reinforcement learning system. Yeah, actually, who knows what is reinforcement learning? Okay, so just several people. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. In short, what is reinforcement learning? Yeah, it is a powerful technique of machine learning where you have agent system which acts in some environment, and for some of these actions it gets a reward from some external system, and goal of agent is to act having more and more reward. So yeah, agent have to maximize this reward. In for our conversational systems, what does it mean? So we have model. Actions is providing answers or asking questions for users. Environment is our conditions. Yeah, so how people use this product. And finally, a reward is our rank that we get before. Do people think this answer relevant for their task or not relevant? And having this reward model, we can train reinforcement learning system. So we just fine-tune our existing neural network to act with policy that brings more rewards for the system. And actually, this is a key component of success of modern large language models, because it not only helps to improve quality of answers and improve tone of voice, but also it helps to align systems to provide correct answers, to not to talk about politics, not to talk about how to make some damage for people. And this also is done by reinforcement learning.
Sorry, can I ask a question?
Yeah.
Can you please go back? So, in your customer support agent that you built for the financial company, right?
Yeah.
When you say reinforcement, you're training with reinforcement learning model, etc., right? When you are training ChatGPT, I understand that method, that you need to understand what people want and try to fine-tune your model to get results of their liking. Now, when it comes to enterprise, you must have concrete answers. When a customer gives you a question, you want to give concrete answers, and they must be true, and you must have reference, right? Like you cannot change your policy every time people dislike your answer, right? Or you do, or
yeah, for sure, it's an offline process. So you collect data, you make yet another step on like retraining your model, and then you deploy the model and you collect more data.
Perfect. Now the question is, if the human input, the end user input, is not really valid, like maybe even if they like the answer, maybe the answer is wrong, right?
Yeah.
And you cannot be satisfied just because the user is satisfied, because maybe you have problem on your side. So my question is, where do company employees, the customer support agents that work in the company, where do they get in the loop? In the system that you built with, like the system that you built for you.
Oh yeah. So people are not customers. People who provide the side-by-side measurements are not customers. It's experts or people from Yandex.AI or Mechanical Turk who make this side-by-side comparisons.
Okay.
Yeah. So you pay for this data, and you cannot do it with real users.
Got it.
Yeah.
So it's not real users.
Sometimes you can, because sometimes if you open ChatGPT, sometimes it's provided.
Statistically, you can get it.
Yeah. But like, if you have really a lot of users, and you can like 1% of your answer can be like this side by side. Yeah.
Okay. One last question, if I may. So let's say in your system, the agentic system that you built for the financial company, let's say there's a wrong answer, right? Can you detect how the model came up to that answer? And then you can make some improvement, I suppose.
You mean that for the task is the only one correct answer? Or
debug the trace of the process of thinking of your model, where it went to the wrong side and came to the wrong answer.
Yes.
Yeah, actually, it's already like complicated method. Yeah, but thinking of model is basically when your model runs on cycle.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because now models are thinking by text, so they provide output, then get it on input, and then provide another output. So yeah, it can be traced because you can just write down.
Analyze the reasoning.
The sequential answers that it provides to itself. Yeah, and this is like multi-step action. So finally, if you have like final answer and
the chain, how you change it.
Yeah. So it's also like for this training. So reinforcement learning able to be trained on multi-step actions.
Sorry, one thing I wonder. Very recently, we faced that companies, when they are doing their reinforcement training, they stopped just asking for coefficients of answer, but also the plain text rational of these coefficients that this human in the loop is giving. But I can't understand how it can be used in this reinforcement learning. How the reason of how the motivation or the rationale of giving this coefficient can help of this process. Do you have any idea why they need this data? Also, so the very exact example, for example, is again generative model of image, for example, and you're not just saying that it's 2 from 5, it's quality, but you say it's 2 or 5 because there are extra fingers and so on. And how it can be used in this loop?
So actually, this kind of feedback can be used for previous step, for supervised step of training. Yeah, because this method is provided for ranking systems. How ranking works. You have a lot of pairs of examples, and people choose which example is better for
This prompt.
for prompt, for query. And then you can you have a lot of a lot of marks for this, and then for prompt you can just sort answers from the most relevant to less relevant, right? And then you learn system to do this ranking. So given prompt and given answer, tell to me where I can place it on this ranking, right? So
is this third other model, ranking model.
Ranking model.
Uh-huh.
And then if you have this model, for any prompt and for any answer, you can understand is this answer relevant for this query? So if it provides a high number, like 1, it's the most relevant. And if it provides a low number, it's not relevant, so it's bad answer. That's why we can use this ranking model for reinforcement learning as reward. Mm-hmm. If your model acts poorly, you have low reward every time.
My question is not your system gives is it relevant or not, right? But when the information why it's not relevant can be used here, because we see that models are companies, AI labs are requesting this type of content. Why it's not relevant?
You mean that they ask users to provide...
Not users, as SBS, these experts who are...
Experts, So this information can be mixed with prompt on as input data.
As a system prompt?
With user prompt. So it's like a hint for system why it has low rank, and probably it helps to learn faster.
One more question.
Excuse me, just follow up on your statement. So you give the LLM this choice between the two answers and the user prompt, which has a clue about what exactly was wrong, and you can use it in your process of reinforcement learning. Is it correct?
Not exactly, because actually asking why it is good or not, it's expensive operation. When you have to label a huge amount of data, you cannot write down for each. For sure you can, but you have to spend a lot of money for that.
Right.
That's why usually they measure just good or not, which of two answers is better.
I mean, technically, is it possible? Is that the correct way to do that? So you provide the choice, the first one or the second one, and then you also send one sentence or something as an input?
If you have comment, you can use this comment to train ranking model. So ranking model understands better why one answer better than another answer.
All right. So the ranking model then can rank them without the help of humans in a better way.
Actually, sometimes companies use huge expensive models to provide these side-by-side operations. Also it's some rumors that DeepSeek model is trained on answers of ChatGPT, on judgments of ChatGPT. And they collect this data set, and then they improve their model. Okay. More questions?
Just one comment. So, for example, when you take Yandex, right?
Yeah.
Yandex has many products and millions of users, right? This model kind of makes sense because there are many cases where you don't have very strict rules and it can kind of experiment and all that, and I understand it. But did you use the same architecture to build and fine-tune a model for financial company, your startup that you're doing? For example, JP Morgan, right?
Yeah.
Can JP Morgan use this? I don't think so. I think JP Morgan should build an agentic system with a very specific, very specific guidelines in terms of how to use the memory structure, and they should fine-tune it to the level to get the perfect answer, right? And then move on to hard code the other rules, and that's how they improve it. I don't think they can rely on their user feedback, because if it's complex institution and you want to have concrete answers, you can't have experiments.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure how much you can fine-tune it. At the end, it will be again useless, because you're not going to be able to 100% rely on the
Yeah,
right?
actually it depends on which task JP Morgan solves with this system. So if the task is providing trading recommendations, it's the one. If they provide information about market, it's completely different task.
Okay.
Yeah, so if they use a large language model to write news, yeah, this method can be used. Actually, if they provide recommendations, it also can be used, because after some time we can see will this recommendation work or not, and it's natural reward. Yeah, if you recommend why
If someone went bankrupt, it's negative.
it's negative reward, exactly. Yeah. And if you buy low, it's yeah. So yeah, actually reinforcement learning, people try to use it for training. Yeah, training is very difficult and completely impossible to solve by pure machine learning, but people try. Yeah.
Okay.
Can I ask a question?
Well, yeah.
Are you using raw models in your system?
In my product, for me, it's very expensive. So yeah, for this data sets, you have to spend around $1 million. Yeah. So here in this process, I believe data is the most expensive, because you can rent a source. You have to train a model from scratch. You just retrain it. Yeah. But collecting data, it's really expensive here. Okay. Yeah. So some more techniques for reinforcement learning. And this. Yeah. Actually, on this step, we also have to think about alignment of your model. That if you are enterprise, it doesn't have to talk about your competitors. It also doesn't have to provide some recommendations not related to your product. So yeah, this is
Sorry, you remember the Cursor AI scandal just several months ago, 2-3 months ago, when their support agent, AI agent, there was a little bug in their application when you are logging in one device, it's logging out you from your other device. And when people started asking this AI bot what to do, it just hallucinated and said that it's the product decision, and from now on it will go that way. And it happened when the development team, it was night there, and in the morning they had 5% of unsubscriptions because of that. because it's automated, and just imagine that it's the decision of company. So it's really can become a reputational problem and a real financial problem. 5%, you imagine 5% of our subscription.
So yeah, probably
When we speak about AI system, what is the responsibility of AI system product owners? For example, your DIVID.ID, if your AI product make recommendation for the market, and this recommendation is wrong, but this is passed by the your customers' employers, and it allows to recommend, and it was wrong, and you doesn't have any responsibility. Am I right?
exactly, yeah. Yeah.
So
only-
how you can
so-
speak about quality in this case? Because actually it's just a stochastic system which allow make any recommendations. Yes, usually it's good recommendations maybe, or usually it's just common and usual recommendations which can make some begin level and it's not advanced recommendations. So how you can measure how you if to measure it's if you don't use reinforcement learning in your product, you cannot measure its quality, real quality. I mean, not the proxy metrics. If you don't use reinforcement learning for your specialized tasks, you just provide fine-tuned large language models with in the agent environment, which produce some tokens, which produce some randomly something like recommendation, which like recommendation, but actually you can't check it actually.
Oh, okay, yeah. So first, reinforcement learning is for learning, not for checking quality. Yeah. Second is that we measure quality by do they use our results for providing to end customers or not? And if we provide bad answers, they will not use it, right? So we will not use our product completely. So we have a way to measure quality. And our goal is to maximize results that we are provided to customers. Yeah. So honestly speaking,
I think your goal is just reduce costs to the time to answer.
And then be able to scale it.
Yeah, yes. But actually everyone thinks twice. So when you use ChatGPT, you also read the answer and you probably try to understand is it a good answer or not, right? And
you are delegating the responsibility of ensuring that answer is good enough to a user. Exactly. You as a product provider can't take this responsibility. You're delegating it to the end user.
Yeah. So we use feedback from users. And like any other product also use feedback from users. Even if you make, this simple game for mobile phone, if people do not play your game, that's not for you.
Ilya, I share, because you say enterprise scale AI, I share videos with you where they explain architectures, where they achieved very, very high level of accuracy, much better than humans, much better than the already existing customer support agent teams. For example, for finance company, right? And training it with this method, your architecture that you're describing, I feel like we're having a conversation from like previous year. And now there are much more advanced architectures in terms of organizing memory, guardrails, and other things. And I'm not sure why we are so, the energy of the room is so pessimistic, because the whole point is that there are already systems and people are making a ton of money and would love to learn more about those kind of systems because they definitely exist.
So by the way, we shouldn't forget that people are making mistakes as well. So when we are the before era before this, even then you never can be 100% sure that answers recommendations from experts even are
For sure. That's why you cannot use the system for trading. Yeah.
But the difference
Yeah.
is people.
Yeah,
have
because
responsibilities, so they-
now we discuss
They have
language
responsibilities.
models that act
They-
with providing
responsibility
text
right?
as
They can
output,
choose that.
right?
Yeah, here is you can put
Yes, that's why you design
Reinforce.
interesting architectures to get human in the loop. You do many things, but the question, okay, the question is that right now the real money, the real value
Yeah.
is in the most complex applications, right? Like simple stuff. Oh, you give an answer and it gives you an answer when our customer agents wake up, right? These kind of applications, they're pretty much useless. Or if we take Armenia, right? If we start working on that type of applications, within a couple of months, Yandex and other big companies, they're going to kill every such opportunity, right? So I guess right now we are all trying to think of the most complex systems that we can potentially be. And it all comes, like the one takeaway that I have now, which maybe is not true, but that's kind of takeaway is you can design system where you include human in the loop, and you design your system, your workflows in a fashion that you get fantastic results. Instead of trying to push AI to do the 100% with all types of training, you adjust your architecture where you get human in the loop, where you get the human out of the loop, right?
Yeah,
where you
yeah.
get the memory structures, where you get out of the memory structures. And right now, I guess we're only discussing, can you push AI to the 100%? I guess there is a consensus that you can't, right? Like, it's always going to make some kind of mistake. Do you agree with that assessment?
Yeah, actually, if you have a 100% quality, it's impossible. Yeah, yeah, because any system will make mistakes. Especially if we talk about statistical models, about machine learning, any machine learning model will make mistakes. That's why in production machine learning models usually used with some algorithmic skeleton.
Adjustments.
Yeah. So just fix it by if else sometimes. Okay. So are you tired, guys?
Absolutely not.
Maybe you can suggest something open source certificates for the
Talk
Robotics.
on you.
It's big one, it's always
Yeah, so for this slide I mentioned it's actually a screenshot from NVIDIA gate system, and the suggestions here is that you have not to spend your time and resources for building the systems, because they are already provided by other enterprises and they take care about quality of of safety systems. So yeah, actually I cannot remember about open source, but probably if there is a goal to have all like in-house, it also can be built on top of open source large language models and like some kind of algorithmic solutions. Okay, let's go a bit faster. Yeah. So, yeah, actually, this is a final section. Yeah. And here, like, some common framework is proposed for, like, if a company follows this framework, it build product on the right way, I believe. So first is that data is new oil, and we work for like a product related to huge amounts of data, so we have to keep everything that we have. A second is that each improvement or each each behavior have to be measured. Yeah, we cannot go just as blind. Yeah, we have our measurements are like our tools to understand where our products going on. Based on these measurements, you can identify what you have to improve on your product, and improve the most significant things, right? So next step is like from big variety of tools and techniques that I mentioned today and that exist for now. You can choose the best which allows you to fix the problem. So next after that, no rush. Let's check. Let's make A/B testing. Let's make internal testing, yeah, to make sure that all our improvements are like make effect for your product. Yeah, and then when you have a significant amount of users, like even like small decrease in quality can affect your user behavior. Like for example, at Yandex, any change for like a search engine, if it some algorithmic change or change of model is checked on hundreds of metrics, and even if one of this metric has poor results, it doesn't accept this change. Yeah, and finally, US company have to make some kind of iterative process, repeatable process, kind of conveyor to make these steps one by one each time. Okay, yeah. So that's it. Thank you so much. Yeah. If there are final questions, yeah, let's discuss.
Yeah, I have one. Well, so you mentioned the feature flocks in the previous slides. Do you can you share with us any particular
A/B test, right?
No, the feature flocks. So do you use any frameworks to do it, or like services, or any like infrastructure, Amazon infrastructure, or something to?
Oh, actually, it means only that for any A/B test you have to understand and you have to measure which change and which new feature is tested on this current A/B test. Yeah, because for big products and for complicated products, you also can run several A/B tests at the same time. Imagine you have 1 million users and you can get like 1% for one A/B test and 1% for another A/B test. And after collecting this data, you have to separate which results were for which A/B test.
All right. So you say that you test you do A/B testing on features. So kind of you have two different versions of same feature. Then you enable both of them on different set of users, and then you test it. That's
Kind of, yeah.
And yeah, what kind of feedback pipeline do you suggest on the first step? Go back a couple of slides. Structured feedback pipelines. What kind of pipelines do you suggest?
So, tell me what product do you have? Yeah, we can.
Just hypothetically.
Yeah, we can discuss for example, if you have a chatbot for sales. Yeah, the feedback can be do you offer right things for customer, or does customer continue conversation? Yeah, because your chatbot follows some policy to, for example, to make from prospect to lead, right? And feedback can be direct and can be indirect, right? So indirect feedback if user stops using your product, and direct feedback is if they push the button or fill some email, so fill some data about them, or they stop doing that, or they say, oh, it's weird, close this chatbot like this.
Okay.
Yeah.
Alrighty. Any more questions? Cool. Okay, thank you.
Thank you so much. Finally, I want to share some secret about this presentation. This presentation is compiled to PDF by Cursor AI. Yeah, because I had a lot of text and a lot of slides for the slides, and I have no idea how to make it on Figma or some other efficiently. That's why I asked Cursor just to get my text and files and to make slides from it. So
Thanks, Gustav.
yeah.
JSON or
Yeah, exactly.
okay. And JSON you send to what location or
I just asked Cursor to write program that makes PDF from my separate files with each slide.
You could ask it to add some backgrounds, maybe.
Actually, this another secret that this presentation has background, and if you check it on laptop, perfect. This ellipsis, right? But here is.
I think that's perfect because background is a little bit confusing and the perfect slides mostly consist of like data on the right page.
Okay, thank you for appreciating my simple style.
Yeah.
Thank you.